Welcome and thank you so much for being here. My name is Grace Karambiri and I am the programs manager at MCAEL. I, along with my colleague Kayla O'Neill, who is the digital communication and design strategist, and Tiffany Ross, who is the manager of network learning and development, have put together this network meeting that focuses on non-ESOL related resources available in Montgomery County to equip administrators and instructors with the knowledge to share with and support the needs of their learners. Today's network meeting is on connecting learners with essential services. In this meeting, you're going to hear from different organizations that address health, legal, food, and housing services. But before we get started, I would like to acknowledge that and thank my other colleagues on this call. If you could just wave. And then I would like to pass things on to McHale's executive director, Gerard Etienne.
Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you all are staying warm. It is unreasonably cold outside. I don't know about you, but I didn't sign up for these temperatures. Um, Fortunately, we're indoors today for our topic, which is connecting learners to essential services. And it's an important topic. As instructors and program administrators, you work directly with learners, and over time, you can become somewhat of a trusted figure or a trusted advisor for them. So they may come to you if they need help with some of the challenges that they're facing, whether it be they're behind in their rent, or they're worried about putting food on the table, or in this particular environment, they have legal issues where so much of the focus is on immigration enforcement. So how can anyone realistically focus on learning when they're dealing with these types of existential challenges? So as I learned when I was program director myself at another nonprofit, it was really important for me to have a list of organizations that I trusted and that I knew would be able to help the people that I served. This was particularly true over the course of the pandemic, which was really a time of crisis for many. And I think we could argue that we are in a time of crisis now. So our goal for today is to share some of these resources, to have some of the organizations that we have on the call today to talk about the services they provide so you can be better equipped to support our learners if and when they need it. Before I go, I want to thank all of our guest presenters for participating in today's meeting. We have folks from Seneca Creek Community Church, Housing Opportunities Commission, Catholic Charities, and the Montgomery County Food Council. That's it for me. Thank you all for being here, and I hope you enjoyed today's program.
Thank you so much, Gerard. We're going to move into a group discussion. So I will be, give me a second. We will be putting you into breakout rooms, and you are going to have 7 minutes to discuss as many of these questions as you can, what the questions on the screen, as well as we're going to put it in the chat. And when you come back to the main room, we will have 4 minutes to share out. So please make sure that you're ready to share out. If we get an opportunity, we'll hear from as many groups as possible. And please be ready with 1 or 2 sentences. Since we have such a packed agenda, the discussions in this group will hopefully be reflected in the presentations that you're going to hear later on. So I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to put you into the breakout rooms. Back. I know that was really short, and I know I probably cut half of you off. I'm so
Oh,
sorry. I'm so sorry, but we have so much on the schedule, and I really want to make sure that we get through. Does anybody want to share out maybe something that stood out to them in their group?
hi, I'm Christina. In our group, some of the things that people were seeing more of was a need for computers, finding jobs, job resources, of course, immigration services, representation, finding representation in court, housing, food security. So there were a lot of things, and then some of the strategies to barriers in terms of like connecting people and talking to them, were finding ways to sort of announce things that are available and then say, come talk to me one-on-one if you'd like, if people are sort of nervous to ask in front of others, just having those one-on-one conversations.
Thank you so much for sharing. I hope that there is a general feeling of in this together because I'm guessing that there are many of you that are seeing the same things pop up. So hopefully we can address that. I'm gonna see if one more person, anyone else want to share out?
I just wanted to write it down, housing and food. Okay, thank you very much.
Mhm.
Uh, Grace Maritza has her hand up.
Oh, okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerard. One of the things that our group discussed was the varied nature of the needs of the community and the different organizations that offer support for a lot of different things. And I was saying that the Gilchrist Center, and next year it's been 25 years that we've been connecting the dots for people. So, in addition to our citizenship program and our ESOL program, we have this huge information and referral program that tries to collect as much information from different organizations. And when someone calls, let them know, okay, you can go here or there, or here are the flyers for this organization. And I was also saying that we also have a health navigator in the Wheaton office and who alternates between Wheaton and Gaithersburg Library. And she helps people apply for all of these benefits. So, in terms of, we are not a nonprofit, we're part of Montgomery County government, but our mission is to get people to be a one-stop shop so that people can connect with the services that they need. And so a lot of organizations that are here today are organizations that we promote, we partner with, and I think that's an essential thing. Identity does such amazing work with the different schools and youth and parents. And so that's the thing. I think partnering is part of the solution to support the residents of Montgomery County. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That is kind of the goal of the network meeting is to facilitate those partnerships. So I'm going to switch a little bit. And at these network meetings, we like to try to begin the speakers by highlighting someone that's from the coalition. So I am pleased to introduce Rosa Bello from the Seneca Creek Community Church, who will be talking about how they connect their learners to different services.
Thank you, Grace. Hi, everybody. I'm very excited to be here with everybody. Excited to talk about our program and the Community Hope Center, which is a part of Seneca Creek Community Church. I first want to touch base on, as a program manager for our ESOL program, how we try to refer our students out for services or needs that they might have. We really try to, I would say the first thing is we really try to encourage our students to build a connection and relationship with their teachers. Because as much as I would like to get to know every single student, I think their teachers are really important as they're the in the classrooms all the time with the students. So some of the ways that we try to get for me to get that information from the teachers if a student is in need, we do create WhatsApp groups for our teachers only for different programs, for teachers to be able to speak out if there is anything happening in the classroom that I might not be aware about. The second way that we try to find out if a student is in need is also through what we call daily report. So teachers will fill out a daily report. It's like a one pager where they fill out if any student, they've seen anything happening with any student, if there's a need such as housing, food, etc. And the third way that we also do it is through our student database. There are ways for teachers as they do attendance to be able to create notes for each student if they notice a student has spoken up about a need, or if they notice something that they would like me to check in with a student individually. So again, just different ways for the teachers to be able to communicate if they've seen something in their classroom to let me know so that I can also connect with our center as well to see if we can meet that need. Which actually leads me to introducing our center, the Community Hope Center, with Sharon, who is also in this call as the executive director. And I'm actually going to share our page to go through the different services that we have, that is not only for our students, but also for everyone in the Gaithersburg area. So if you can please give me 1 second, I will share my screen. Okay, so this is the Seneca Creek Community Church website, the Get Assistance site. The way to get there, if you just click on senecacreek.org, the Hope Center is right here on the right, and just click on Get Assistance, and it will lead you to this page. And some of the programs that we have, starting with our, I would say our largest one is the food pantry. So we do have a food pantry that meets some zip codes, and we can follow up again with these zip codes, but it's 20877, 20878, 20879, 20855, and 20886. So those are the ones that we do include into this food pantry. But if they don't live in those zip codes, please let us know. But if they do live on the zip codes, they are able to grab food by appointment only, and our food pantry is open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Fridays 1 to 4, and the first Saturday of the month, which works well for our ESOL program because we have students that come in on Saturday mornings. If you would like to schedule a pantry appointment, please call this number on the screen. And we do allow for anyone that is in need of food. They can come in without an appointment if it's their first time. And of course, if there's no answer, please leave a voice message as well. We do have distribution sites as well outside of our food pantry, especially with the Rosedale Apartments and Victory Baptist Church. So if that is something that your students live in those apartments around those areas, to please contact us. The other service that we provide is a free mobile clinic, which is the last Tuesday of every month from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is free health screenings. We do blood pressure checks, glucose tests, and any other similar tests as well. There's no appointment necessary. This is actually for the residents of anyone that lives in Montgomery County of all ages, and they don't need health insurance to be eligible to receive those services. The only thing we require is just a proof of identity and proof that they live in Montgomery County. The other thing as well is diaper distribution. So we do give out diapers for families in need. This is also, you don't need an appointment. It's just first come, first serve. And this is done on the first and third Mondays of each month from 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And again, we do have specific zip codes that we serve. And again, this is all on the website. And we serve babies 0 to 3 years old and families. These are some of the things that we require to bring: proof of birth, certificate, proof of address, and also the parent ID to confirm identity. The last thing I'll highlight is we do have case management assistance. So we do have someone in our team that provides case management support. She is on site Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. And we do have a form here as well. You can make an appointment or fill out the Google form, which will lead you to this Google form. To be honest, we do have a huge need of just extra support. So there is a bit of a wait list, but if it's something that your students really, really need, I would suggest that they fill it out and call to request assistance, especially if it's an urgent need. And sometimes we also do events throughout the month as well. So if you are interested, I think recently we did like a dance and fitness mini fair as well. And we just included people to just learn more about fitness. And we had someone teach a Zumba-like class, and it was really a lot of fun. And so if you are interested in staying in touch with us, we do have this Instagram page. We do encourage you guys to connect with us and follow us, because we do send out different events and programs that we do throughout throughout the month. So I think that is it. I'm going to pause and check in with Sharon. Sharon, did I miss anything else you think we should share from the Hope Center?
No, I think you did a great job at explaining our services. We just had a few questions in the chat in regards to the case management services. So we have a Catholic Charities case manager on site, and she focuses on social services assistance. So if someone needs assistance with SNAP, applying for food stamps, medical insurance, or connecting to legal assistance or job assistance, she's on site and can help with that. And just if someone comes that lives outside of our service area, we do provide the courtesy bag. So they'll have something to take and they'll be able to use that until they go to their local pantry. But our ESOL students that live outside of the service area are allowed to receive food when they have Saturday classes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosa, and thank you, Sharon, for sharing. I want to remind everyone that you can and put information or questions in the chat, and I will see if I can turn on some closed captions as well to see, because I know some of you are having a hard time hearing. And I just want to move to the next speaker. Just give me 1 minute, please. Okay. So, our next speaker is from the Housing Opportunities Commission. That is Davida Rowley. She is the Vice President of Resident Services. She is an impact-driven, equity-focused, and people-centered servant leader with more than 2 decades of experience in the public service sector. In her role at HOC, she oversees a team of staff that's dedicated to enhancing the lives of low to moderate income Montgomery County residents through the provision of high quality programs, services, and resources. Ms. Rowley is an alumni of Hunter College, where she earned a bachelor's degrees in sociology, and Baruch College, where she studied public administration at the master's level. So thank you so much. I am going to, I think, need to make you co-host.
Sure. Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for that wonderful introduction, Grace. I appreciate it. Do want to flag that I'm joined by my colleague, Erica Connor, and she's the reason I'm here. She is the person who kind of got us established here today to present, and she'll be co-presenting alongside with me. And I'll pass it to her to just quickly introduce herself before I share my screen.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. As Davida said, I'm Erica Connor. I am the Strategic Project Coordinator here at HOC. I've been in service to HOC for 10 years, and it's a pleasure to be here with you all.
Thank you, Erica. I'll see if I can share now. We are happy to provide this presentation at the close if that's desired as well. Please just kind of let me know if you can see the screen. All set? Great. All right. So HOC is also conducting a series called HOC in the Community. And so this is very timely. It's an opportunity for us to really just get out and sort of intermingle with partners and ensure that the community knows what it is that we offer here at HOC. So just wanted to point that out. And if you know other providers that might be interested, or if you yourself are interested in having us come out and actually speak with your constituents, we'll talk a little bit later about how to make that happen. Oops, went a little too fast. And so just by way of background, Erica and myself will mostly be focused on resident services. That is the division that we're a part of. But I know many of you might want to know about the application for housing, which we don't oversee, but I'll just mention briefly what that process looks like. But the rest of our presentation will focus on resident services. And so to be eligible for HOC in HOC housing program, and we have several, although our most popular is the Housing Choice Voucher Program, funded through the Section 8 legislation. We do have other subsidies that we offer. So I do want to point that out. Or in order to rent an apartment at an HOC property, individuals and families must create an account through our wait list, which is at hochousingpath.com. The Housing Path portal is electronic. It's available 24/7. There are some jurisdictions nearby that do more of a lottery, and their wait list is only open at a certain period of time. I understand PG County just closed theirs last week, Friday. Ours is open 24/7, 365 days a year. Again, any internet connected computer, smartphone, tablet device The application can be completed through a mobile device. And it does require an email address because that is the way that our team communicates back to applicants about their application. Just a quick note that it requires basic information like date of birth, head of household, income, etc., in order to qualify or at least pre-qualify someone for a subsidy program. And it does require current contact information, of course, so that if someone is selected from the wait list, we would be able to, contact them and reach out to advise them of their status. I mentioned that in addition to the voucher programs, we also own 57 properties, including 10 senior properties, and most, if not many of them, offer affordable units. We do have most of our properties are mixed income, meaning there are market rate units within, but there are also set aside affordable units in most of our properties. And more information about HOC can be found on our website at hocmc.org / specifically for this information would be / housing opportunities. Okay, getting into resident services. So the mission of resident services is to enhance the lives of our customers, and we do that by coordinating and implementing an array of high quality programs, services, and resources. So I'll be talking about what those offerings are in each of those three buckets, if you will. So we have a dedicated team of about 70 staff, and then we obviously work with many partners, both county partners and community-based organizations. Our goal is to ensure that our customers stay housed, that they get access to the resources they need to thrive, and that they participate in the programs that we offer. Our services are available to all HOC customers, and that includes individuals and families that are residing in our property, those that are receiving our subsidies, and more importantly, those that are on our wait list. We haven't always had services available to individuals on our wait list. As of the past few years, we do. And so we just want to make sure we spread the word that the services that we're going to speak about are available to individuals that are on our wait list. And so just to give a quick snapshot, and then I'll go into a little bit of detail about each of these. Under the service coordination umbrella, we provide housing stabilization services, connections to resources. We host a lot of events and conduct community engagement in our properties. And then we also offer disability supports. Under resident programs, we have an umbrella sort of program called HOC Academy, and it includes two components. There's Youth Enrichment Services, also known as YES, and then Adult Education and Workforce Development, or AEWD. We have a Tony S. Davis Memorial Scholarship for high school students where they earn funds to go to college, the Fatherhood Initiative Program, and a financial literacy program. And then lastly, under the supportive housing services, this is separate and apart from the voucher. We run a permanent supportive housing program for individuals with, let's say, extreme needs of extreme levels of support, and then specialized housing programs for specific populations. And I'll, again, go into a little bit of detail about each of these. All right, so with regard to housing stabilization, we have a team of county-funded staff. They work hand in hand with our resident counselors, and we have a resident counselor at each of our properties, and they're really there to support customers, again, make sure they stay housed, connect them to resources, enroll them in programs. The housing stabilization team is working hand in hand with those resident counselors to make sure that customers stay housed. So they're doing eviction prevention, which is for someone that's at risk of termination, or eviction. Maybe they have rental arrearages, but it hasn't yet reached that point of eviction. The goal there is to really avoid that formal action and to, again, make sure that they stay housed. In the intervention space, it's similar, except at that point, there's already an eviction filing or some form of formal termination that has been filed. And so the goal there is to be able to secure the financial resources that are offered by the county for customers to stay housed. And then similarly, we provide utility assistance services for individuals that may have arrearages related to their water, their gas, their electricity, etc. In terms of connection to resources, as many of you know, one of the most highly requested resources is food. And so we partner with many of the organizations you'll be familiar with: Emmanuel Brinklow, Man of Food, Nourish Bethesda, My Groceries to Go, Senior Brown Bag. We do on-site distributions at multiple properties. We also operate our own county-funded senior nutrition program at 3 of our senior sites. And so that's a hot meal that's served daily in a congregate setting at our properties. And then we make referrals to transportation, clothing, employment, education, health, and much more. And our resident counselors do host regular resource fairs as well as single partner information sessions, both virtually and in person. And so if ever you want to participate in any of those resource fairs, or if you have a particular interest in a property, please feel free to let us know. We're always looking to partner. We do have a dedicated disabilities coordinator, and that's really to make sure that we can focus on individuals who present intellectual, physical, and emotional disabilities and help them to maintain their housing and access resources. And so that's just really making sure that we have a specific resource for those who might need a little bit of additional support. That can include intensive case management. It might be more home visits, assessment and coordinating services for them, providing training to our staff so that they're aware of the ADA compliance requirements and that they're doing all they can to assist individuals with disabilities. And then they're representing us with different groups that serves individuals with disabilities and helping to develop relevant partnerships. So that is one of our additional supports under service coordination. And then I believe I will hand it over to Erica to share a little bit more about what we do at our properties and in our programming space.
Yes, thank you, Davida. As Davida mentioned, we host a number of functions for our customers. Our customers include our people on our wait list. So community engagement is very important to us. It's how we find out what the needs are and we try to meet those needs. So some of the big events that we have are the college and career fair, the Fatherhood in the Park, Back to School STEM Festival, the Holiday Store, which is coming up this week, as a matter of fact. We also have events for senior adults because we know that loneliness can be pandemic of some sorts for elders. So we try to make sure their socialization is on point by hosting things like a senior prom, the senior mix and mingle. We also have on-site events at not only senior sites, but also family sites. So our events can happen at an HOC location, as well as in a community rec center or in our very own gym here at HOC. Go to the next one. You heard Davida mention our Youth Enrichment Services. This is a part of our HOC Academy. And our focus in this venture is to focus on STEM. The thought is if we can get our youngest clients engaged in STEM at an early age, perhaps they will pursue STEM careers or further education. We know that STEM often leads to a lucrative career. And we try to engage them in many facets of STEM. Our STEM programs are conventional and a bit unconventional. You may notice that we have iFly, that's aeronautics, and that is STEM. Top Golf, that's physics. Our trips to NASA, we have robotics, drone robotics, which is a big hit right now, very popular. In addition to those, we are trying to branch out more into the blue collar STEM, but that's a work in progress because those careers are just as lucrative and they don't require a college degree. Go to the next one. All right. In addition to our youth programs, our adult education workforce development not only helps unemployed and underemployed HOC customers, but we also help the entrepreneurs, the people who are quietly doing a business perhaps in their home. So there are strategies that they learn so that they can legitimize their businesses and thrive. Case in point, the Be Mighty MMA and Fitness Gym in downtown Silver Spring, if you're familiar, across the street from the movie theater downtown Silver Spring. He is an HOC graduate of the Small Business Strategies course, and his business is thriving. The Tony S. Davis Memorial Scholarship is named after an employee who unfortunately was killed in the line of duty at one of our properties in Germantown. To honor his memory, we have established the Tony S. Davis Memorial Scholarship. The scholarship awards a maximum of $5,000 to high school seniors who are on their way to college. This year was the first year that we actually offered $2,500 scholarships to 5 runner-ups. So there were 10 recipients this year. And these recipients are wonderful young people who are majoring in fields. One is in Ohio State University. He's studying to be a pilot. Uh, a young lady, one in this picture, she's going to be a thoracic surgeon, another one a pediatrician. So we have great, great customers that we serve, and we're glad to seed into their future. Another program that we're very proud of is our Fatherhood Initiative program. This program is to help those fathers who may be disconnected to their families in one way or another for another reason, for many of reasons. Maybe they have been incarcerated, or maybe they've just been apart from their family. So as long as the children are in HOC households, well, actually, no, this program is open to any father in the region who wants to build a better relationship, a father who wants to thrive, maybe gain new employment, increase their income, learn fatherhood skills so that he can improve his relationship with his family, especially his children. This is the program. It's a wonderful program that is taught by specialists in the field. There are classes, there are cohorts. I think a cohort is about to start very soon. So this is a wonderful program, and it's not limited to HOC fathers. So we want to make sure you guys know about this. This program is called Fatherhood Initiative. Our financial literacy program is just as important as all the other programs because this is where we get to help families establish financial goals, realize financial goals by establishing budgets, cleaning up credit, and a myriad of services, find ways to save money. This is a wonderful opportunity to have one-on-one counseling with a professional financial coach, and she is phenomenal.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
So I'll briefly mention some of the other subsidy programs that are run through the Resident Services Division. I mentioned permanent supportive housing, and we do that in collaboration with services to end and prevent homelessness. And so there's intensive case management, there's needs assessments, connections to partners, and assistance with medical treatment, medication, furniture, transportation, childcare, more. This is very similar to our programs for individuals with disabilities. And then we run 4 smaller subsidy programs. One is called Community Choice Homes, and that's for individuals with disabilities that are non-elderly. Those referrals are from the Department of Disabilities, the state. And then the Move Up Initiative is for individuals that are seeking to transition from more intensive programs. So perhaps they have, managed themselves well, and now they're ready to transition out of a case management supportive program and sort of operate on their own. And so those are referrals from DHHS. The Youth Bridge Initiative is also from DHHS. That's for individuals that are aging out of foster care. And then lastly, we do run our own version of the rental assistance program. It's called the Rental Supplement Program, and it runs very similar to RAP. So it's up to $600. I think RAP might be $500 in rental subsidy, and that's for households that want to either obtain or retain housing. We do have some priority populations in there, but it's open to anyone. But we try to prioritize elderly head of households over 62, anyone with a documented disability, anyone fleeing domestic violence, or someone that might be at imminent risk of homelessness. So this program also goes through, the application is the same on our wait list. However, it's not as long as a wait list as the voucher program. It does obviously require some income because the subsidy is only $600, which could be a lot for someone. So not only, but it's less than what would be, on the voucher. And then
Davida, real
lastly,
quick.
oh, sure.
Sorry, I'm just going to cut in because we are a little over time and we have
Oh,
a couple
sure.
questions.
Yes, we can start
So
questions.
if you and Erica wouldn't mind responding directly into the comment section, just so that we can move on, that would be great.
Will do. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much for presenting. This was a great amount of information. And like Kay said, we'll answer in the question and I'll put together a Q&A of your answers when I send that wrap-up email. So thank you so much to you and Erica for this wonderful presentation.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to actually move on to our next speakers, which are from Catholic Charities. We have Jacqueline Rishti, she is the Senior Director for Immigration Legal Services, and she has served the immigrant community in the Maryland, D.C. area as a Catholic Charities attorney since 1990, and she has represented clients in matters ranging from asylum to citizenship and has advocated for their rights in various forums, including testifying before Congress. And she is joined by Juan Aznaran, who is the partnerships manager for the Newcomer Network of Catholic charities. Han creates and oversees partnerships with the parishes and nonprofits around DC, Montgomery, and Prince George's counties to provide resources, legal, and social services to newcomers. Additionally, Juan coordinates educational sessions to orient newly arrived clients to their rights and responsibilities in their new community. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the introduction and for welcoming us today. Juan will start our presentation to talk about an overview of the Newcomer Network Department of Catholic Charities, and then I'll be sharing information about the Immigration Legal Services Program. So I'm just going to go ahead and share, and if all looks good here.
Looks good, I think.
Okay, Juan, you're on.
Thanks, Jackie. Hi, everybody, and thank you for the introduction again, Grace. My name is Juan. I'm the partnerships manager with Catholic Charities, and so we'll get started. So we could go to the first slide, please, or second last slide, Jackie. Awesome. So, who we are, right? So the idea of the Newcomer Network is really having a holistic client-centered approach. And the way we do this is we try to, coordinate our services and foster collaboration to really provide seamless care, but mostly wraparound support for the family. Not just individual services here and there, but next slide, please. We'll share a bit about the programs that we have. And so the 6 programs that we have, as Jackie mentioned, she'll be sharing more about the immigration legal services, but that is obviously one of our main programs. And so I'll skip over that for now, and I'll let Jackie share more about it. We also have the Montgomery County Family Center, which is located at the Silver Spring office, which provides emergency critical assistance, resource navigation, food resources, and other materials such as diapers, for families. We also have the Navigator program, which provides holistic client-centered case management. Our definition of case management for the Navigator program is a longer-term case management. So it's not just a one-off necessarily. It's more of, clients who may need short-term or medium-term goals. And so we work with them one-on-one to create those goals and help them achieve them. We also have our newest program that has joined is Parish Partners. They work specifically out of the Catholic charity or the Catholic churches, sorry, in the community. And given that we are part of the Archdiocese of Washington, which covers Southern Maryland, PG, Montgomery County, and DC, our Parish Partners program works with all of the parishes, Catholic parishes in the diocese. And so they have a person there who works, if a client needs help at the parish, they'll be the point of contact for them. We also have the Strong Families Initiative program, which is a program aimed at youth and family development, mostly for new arrivals. And the program started as a gang prevention program. So the idea is to really provide youth with other options or other alternatives, obviously, to gang involvement. And so they work with small groups of youth in different high schools and community areas and their families to really kind of help them that assimilating into being part of the country here now. And lastly is the partnership/outreach program, which works, building collaborations in the community. We have community sites at different parish locations. And so we help them, quickly connect the clients to our services, as well as, like I was mentioned earlier, we provide different community trainings, including for rights and responsibilities for clients. We also do resource fairs and attend different community activities, to share about the services that we provide. So next slide, please. I think in the interest of time, we'll skip through this one because I already mentioned them, Jackie. So we can go to the next one, please. Oops, I think we went 2, but I'll talk a little bit briefly about the past slide and our pillars of success. Just quickly, the pillars that we use are physical and behavioral health, legal, education, and then independent living / financial literacy. So those are the pillars that we try to help, when we work with clients to create their own goals. The idea is really for the client to create their goals, not for the case manager to tell them what their goals are. And so we just give them the framework and try to kind of keep them within these pillars of success. So we go next slide, please. Here's our impact in Q1, specifically for Montgomery County. So we've served roughly 6,200 households, and, unduplicated. And this is kind of like the breakdown of the services we've been able to provide. We've had close to 400 legal consultations, plus 316 extended legal services. We've had information referrals, which are the short-term, cases that we have. If a person doesn't need longer-term case management, we still provide them with different information. So we had 3,700 of those. We've had distribution of diapers, food assistance, and so on. So the next slide, please. And this is the community outreach piece that I mentioned. We attended, for example, in Q1, we attended 10 different events across Montgomery County where we reached 103 households and connected people to 242 individual informational referrals. We also held 2 newcomer sessions with our SFI group where we had 40 participants. And from the beginning of the presentation to the end, we had 100% impact on people going from not knowing or being confident of identifying resources to at least 100% of them to be able to identify at least 3 community resources by the end. And then if we go to the next slide, please. This is just a snapshot of what we've seen again in Q1. We have seen, and this is something we kind of talked about a little bit during our small groups too, right? We've seen an increase of families presenting more needs. Many people are asking food assistance, immigration, legal service, diapers. For the diapers, we've had an 85% of the households that we serve are returning customers, actually. So there's a need there that's aside from obviously the diaper itself. There's a need that is kind of bringing them back to us on a monthly basis. And if we could go to the next one, I think this is my last slide. The cornerstone of the programs that we have is being able to increase, or our goal is to increase immigration legal services for people, for them to be able to access them, help them achieve stability as a family. Really, again, going back to the holistic care, helping them achieve stability through their status, through employment, to access to services such as healthcare, education, and so on. And the ultimate goal is to help them strengthen a family so that they're able to become active members in their community, right? And to be able to empower them to be active in their communities as well. And so I think from here, I'll pass it on to Jackie to talk specifically about immigration legal services.
Okay, thank you so much, Juan. So the Immigration Legal Services Program has been in Montgomery County since 1986. And at this point, we are located at several locations that I'd like to point out. While we don't have walk-in hours, at the end of the presentation, I'll explain how clients can access our services. But we have 2 locations in Washington, D.C., and then we have 2 locations in Montgomery County, one at the George Avenue office and one in Gaithersburg. We also are located at the Family Justice Center in Rockville, Montgomery County. If folks are not familiar with the Family Justice Center, it's a one-stop center for victims of domestic violence and crimes. There are multiple services that are co-located at the Family Justice Center. And if somebody comes in need of immigration legal services, they are connected to our program. And through pro bono attorneys, we provide free consultations for the individuals at the Family Justice Center or virtually. And then what happens is if an individual is identified as having immigration relief, then that individual is referred to our pro bono team, and our pro bono team then helps to match them for free legal representation. So in addition to our office locations and our presence at the Family Justice Centers, we also have one parish location in Prince George's County in Langley Park at the St. Camillus Parish location. So what does my program do? We provide direct legal representation in a range of immigration matters. So we have attorneys on staff, we have Department of Justice accredited legal representatives on staff, and through our legal staff, we provide a range of services, everything from somebody needing a work permit through somebody being in removal proceedings. We also can provide representation in state court in unaccompanied minor matters. Our team also has a pretty large pro bono program, and our pro bono team recruits, trains, and mentors pro bono attorneys in taking cases for free legal representation. And we also do a lot of community outreach and education. And if that's a need in your community, please let us know, as we do provide Know Your Rights presentations and immigration information sessions. So, as I mentioned, we do a huge range of immigration matters. So initially we start with the consultation, then we make a determination at that point if the individual is eligible for immigration relief. And if they are, we explain to them the next steps in the process. Those types of cases can include family petitions, applications for green cards, citizenship, temporary protected status, DACA. There are U visas for victims of crimes, T visas for victims of trafficking. There's also something under the Violence Against Women Act for abused spouses, also asylum and removal defense before the immigration court. So I'm sure the most important thing is how to make an appointment with the Immigration Legal Services. So we have two ways that individuals can access our services. We have an intake line that's usually open 4 days a week, 4 hours each of those days. We try to stagger the times so that it can accommodate individuals with differing work schedules. And our intake specialist, who does answer the phone, is bilingual. She speaks fluent English and Spanish. And if an individual does call in with other language needs, we can accommodate that as well through different various language lines. When the person calls the intake line, the intake specialist is going to find out like what type of services they need, what type of immigration relief are they requesting, and then they will assist them in making an appointment at one of our 4 locations. If an individual does not want to call the intake line, they can also make an appointment at our website. This is for like individuals who are a little more tech savvy, but that is an option that's available, since sometimes when people call the intake line, they complain it's busy. Obviously, the call, we're getting hundreds of calls every week, and we do our best to answer as many of the calls through the intake line. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to answer every call that comes in. So again, the making an appointment on our website is another option. We do charge a consultation fee of $90. We can offer limited fee waivers. So if somebody is in need of a fee waiver, that does need to be identified when they call in to the intake worker. But again, that's very limited that we can provide. I think there might be questions surrounding the making an appointment, but the other things I did want to point out, obviously, it's a time of high need for individuals wanting immigration assistance. I will point out we do not take detained cases. So, of course, there are individuals in the community that are being arrested and detained. And unfortunately, we don't have the capacity to represent individuals in detention. But there are other legal service providers in Montgomery County, or that at least assist individuals in Montgomery County. The one organization that we normally refer individuals to who are detained is Amica Center. And then other organizations in the area include IUTHA, HIAS, amongst others. And there are private attorneys in the area as well doing immigration. It is important, if you refer individuals for immigration legal services, to make sure you're referring them to a reputable organization or a reputable law firm, because all too often individuals are victimized by notarios and others just trying to take their money and put them in a worse situation with immigration. So again, it is important to refer to places that you feel confident in. I know that the Gilchrist Center is on the call, and they have like a list of resources as well, and other legal service providers in the area that you can access. Does anybody have any questions about making an appointment or anything I can answer live, or should I do it through the comments?
I can read out some of the comments I see.
Okay,
Um, does Catholic Charities have a backlog of immigration needs?
immigration needs,
Yes.
meaning like, or do we have a wait list for
Yes,
clients?
I think that's probably what it is.
So, pretty much, our consultations are open. So we usually book consultations within a 2 week time period. We do not have a wait list for consultations. Between our 4 offices, we do a pretty good job of meeting the need of individuals wanting a consultation. The other thing is back before COVID, we used to do consultations on a walk-in basis. Obviously, because of COVID, and now for the safety of our clients, we no longer do that. We do everything only by appointment. And most of the individuals can do a virtual appointment either by phone or on Zoom, which actually works out better for clients. But we also can set up in-person appointments for more vulnerable clients or individuals who just feel like that would be better for them.
Okay. I see one more question. Does your legal services program work with volunteers?
We do have a way overall as Catholic Charities as an agency has a way for individuals to volunteer at Catholic Charities. And if you go to our website, www.catholiccharities.dc.org, it does have a link for how to volunteer at our agency. And periodically we do open volunteer positions with our Immigration Legal Services program.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jacqueline and
Okay,
Juan.
thank
Thank
you.
you. If anyone has continued questions, please write them in the chat. Again, I said I will put together something that has a document of the questions that were asked and answered after the meeting. So we're
Thank
going
you.
to, thank you. We're going to move on to the next speakers, which are from the Montgomery County Food Council. So Sharon Stray Rath is the Senior Food Access Coordinator, and she it helps with English and Spanish speaking residents apply for SNAP and other nutrition benefit programs. And she enjoys her role because it allows her to support the community and promote nutritional well-being. And then I would also like to introduce Danielle Ferreira. SNAP outreach. She is a SNAP outreach assistant, and she connects English, Spanish, and Portuguese speaking residents with the food resources that they need to thrive. That can range from SNAP to groceries, to MC groceries, Sunbucks, and farms. She ensures families can access programs that strengthen their well-being and dignity. And so I'm going to pass things over to them. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Grace. I will go ahead and share my screen. Okay, can you all see it? Yes. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Before I start, I would like to introduce my colleague Dani. She will present with me today about SNAP and other food resource in Montgomery County.
Oh, okay. My name is Danielle Ferreira, and I work for Montgomery County for the county for the past 3 years. And I've been working together for in the SNAP team with Sharon, helping families from different backgrounds, assisting with not only SNAP application, but other services that we're going to discuss on this presentation with a food resource such as Montgomery groceries and other type of food resource.
All right, thank you, Dani. All right, so I would like to start just sharing with you that we recently expanded our work to improve the food security of our county's families. So we are helping clients to get enrolled in SNAP benefits, Sunbucks, farms, and MC groceries, and we're able to refer them to the WIC program, farmers market nutrition programs, food assistance, and other social services as well. And I will start just sharing a little bit more about SNAP. So SNAP is also known as food stamps, and this is a program that provides monthly benefits to eligible household on an EBT card. That's the yellow card that you can see on the picture. And benefits can be used for to buy food at participating stores and farmers markets. And these benefits roll over month to month. SNAP can be used for most basic groceries. This can include fruits and veggies, meats and poultry, dairy products, etc., and cannot be used for alcohol, tobacco products, vitamins and supplements, and hot and prepared foods. Just going through the SNAP details, there are some citizenship requirements in order to be eligible for this program. So, for SNAP, you can be eligible if you are a U.S. citizen or lawfully permanent resident for 5 years or more, or under 18, or with a disability. Also, Cuban and Asian entrants and individuals who lawfully reside in the U.S. in accordance with a compact of free association. Not eligible would be non-citizens with work visas or people who are under the TPS, that is a temporary protected status. Just wanted to mention that ineligible parents can still apply for their eligible children. So if you see, for example, a mixed status family, where parents don't have any of these citizenship requirements, but they have children that were born in the US, they can still apply for these eligible children. So what is a household? Basically, a household is considered all people living at the same address who buy and prepare food together. So every time clients fill out an application, they should add all the household members. This will also include children under 22 years old and elderly and individuals with disabilities who cannot buy and prepare food for themselves may apply separately. This is the required information for applications. So part of the process is providing information about identity and citizenship information, for all household members. Income, this will be all household income, earned and unearned. Household expenses, this will include shelter, utilities, medical expenses for disabled or people who are 60 or older, and then childcare expenses like daycare or babysitting. It's also important to keep in mind that every time clients submit an application, they should provide proof of the information that they are adding on the application. So the verification documents must be submitted along with the application. And this is the SNAP enrollment process. It's an ongoing process. So it starts with the first application. There will be a new application. Then clients will have to provide documents, information. Then the next step will be have an interview with DHS to review that information. Then the DHS will determine whether the client got approved or not. If benefits got approved, the cycle will start. There are also some work requirements that clients have to meet in order to keep their benefits. And then after that, there is a mid-year check-in. This will be at the 6-month period, and then the redetermination process that is every 12 months. So basically, clients should be updating the information every 6 months. And I will stop there, and I will hand it to my colleague Dani. She will talk a little bit more about the other nutrition programs that we assist with.
Thank you, Sharon. All right, so next one, I want to provide an overview of some of the nutrition and food assistance services and resources that our organization, Montgomery County Food Council, will provide for our clients, usually provides for our clients. The first one, usually you recommend you don't do the application, but once you pre-screen for SNAP and you see the person would qualify for a week, we refer them to our organization that could apply for them for a week. We provide services for pregnant, breastfeeding, postpartum women, and children up age of 5. Applicants require proof of identity, residency, and income. If the person also is pregnant, supposed to prove pregnancy. And you can see there, you put the link in the slide that's going to be shared. And later, if you have any of your clients or parents that would like to share this information, please do so. Cheryl, next slide.
Yes.
Thank you. The next program we're gonna discuss that usually help our clients to apply. This we don't refer you to the application for them. It will be the Sandbox. I'm sorry about my voice today. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm a little bit sick, but I hope you guys are understanding me. And if you have any questions or ask me to repeat, please let me know. So Sandbox is a card that was created, a program that was created to replace the benefit pandemic card that they created, the EBT card, pandemic EBT cards. So the Sandbox usually provide one-time payment of $120 per child in the household. Children that are already, there was no citizenship requirements for that. And also children that are already enrolled in SNAP, PCA, which is the Temporary Cash Assistance Program, Medicaid, or receive free meals at school, the Farms from Farms program, the free reduced meal, they automatically will be enrolled on Sandbox. Sandbox benefit, if it's not used, we have experienced some clients forgetting using the cards, the benefits. Unfortunately, we will expire after 122 days of the issuance. Again, we are adding on the slide the link. In any questions, you guys can contact us, the Montgomery County Council hotline, or click on the link and do the application themselves. Next slide. The next program we're going to talk, I believe most of you are very familiar, is the free and reduced price meals. This program is usually for school-aged kids that's usually eligible for Montgomery County Public Schools, and the application must be renewed every year. And if the person doesn't renew, doesn't automatically enroll them again. Again, we help doing this application. They can contact us for that as well. Next slide, Sharon, please. Okay, and the last program, besides all the four I mentioned, it was mentioned before, would be MC Groceries. We just start helping our clients this year to help with the MC Groceries application. But there are some criteria, important criteria in order to qualify for MC Groceries. MC Groceries needs to be a Montgomery County resident throughout the entire program. For example, if next month you decide to move for Frederick County or to another county or another state, you automatically gonna be not eligible anymore for the MC Groceries program. It's a program created by the Montgomery County. People, in order to qualify, also they must have a child, at least one child that lives in their household that's under 18 years old. And another criteria, also another requirement is that this child is not receiving SNAP. If the person is already receiving SNAP, so unfortunately won't qualify. Now, there are some situations where the family has a mixed status family. For example, one of the child doesn't have doesn't qualify for SNAP or doesn't have immigration status for that, and the other child is born here in the U.S. and qualifies for SNAP. So in this situation, the person could apply for that particular child for MC Groceries, and the other child is still gonna be eligible for SNAP. Another example also for the income limit for the MC Groceries program would be that the the program requires, for example, 400% of the poverty level. For example, the person, a family of four, makes 124,000 per year, still would qualify for the MC Groceries program. At the moment, looks like all the applications they have available were filled. They're still under the evaluation process for all the people that applied, and we are holding a wait list for the moment. So everybody who is interested in this program, please contact us, and we will add them on a wait list. Please, next slide. Okay, and I believe that's my last slide. So this is a very important slide because you're gonna find here not only the food resource for the county or families. You can go to our website and see this map that provides several, more than 90 food assistance and different also resource providers and with in different languages. Let's say your clients don't speak Chinese or any or Farsi or any other language that's not very easy to encounter. You want to provide the resource for some organization that would be able to provide assistance with that service. Besides, we also refer to clothing, utility assistance, and other type of resource that people might need. We have several clients that need sometimes a combination of service, not only food. And the list below, the other section here on this slide is county food giveaway. So the Montgomery County website also have a food giveaway calendar for the food distribution in a monthly basis. So you can go to this website or click on this link and get a little bit more information on that. Next slide, please. And then please feel free to ask any questions for us or contact us if you don't have the question right now, but some questions for you right now or later. And then I apologize for my cold.
Well, thank you so much for being here, especially given that you have a cold. I saw something in the chat. Have SNAP benefits been fully restored since the government shutdown ended?
Yes, it does. It does. And the first, when there was the government shutdown, the Maryland government decided to give at least half of this benefit to clients. But once the government shutdown stopped, when everything went back to normal, and then all the clients were getting the full benefits again.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Please feel free to put it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. I'm going to give a minute or two if anyone wants to ask a question.
Hi, this is Alina. I'm sorry, I'm too close to the camera. I just wanted to know, in order to understand the ecosystem, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Alina Ramirez Joyner, and I serve on MCAEL's board. And I also run a small consulting and project support studio called Altavia Nexus. And what I do is I work with nonprofit, government, and corporate on mission-driven strategy and just to connect, like mission and also availability of resources and stuff like that. And based on everything that all the presenters have introduced, I have some kind of ecosystem questions, and I wanted to see if it's possible to get some, just to understand more where the bottleneck for the organizations is, where they are dealing right now. In the breakout room, I got to hear a bit that it is, yes, immigration, yes, like some other skills that the people don't necessarily get access, the ESL students, such as, I think that I heard computer skills. But I was wondering more in terms of the organization, or like where do partnerships tend to get tricky or break down? Or what kind of support do you wish existed that funders don't usually cover? Does that make sense? Like, based on what you're saying, I'm trying to identify those connections, if it is possible. Thank you.
I mean, I'll jump in really quickly, and I'll kind of fall back on my experience as program director of workforce development at a previous agency. And I think really the issue really was that we were so overwhelmed with the level of need, that it was difficult to find, even to find the time to connect with other agencies and then to figure out how to make those partnerships work. I think just kind of to summarize the way that I saw things, I think that was really the main issue. There was just no bandwidth for us to do the work to create those partnerships and to figure out how to work with other agencies. I don't know if anyone else has a different experience.
Okay.
And to be fair, this was over the course of the pandemic, so it was a different time. But you know, we also have urgent needs right now in our community.
Thank you, Gerard.
Thank you. Unfortunately, we don't have any more times for questions that are on the screen, but you can definitely continue to ask questions in the chat. And I'm just going to pass things on to Kay, who's going to do our last portion where we're going to talk about health resources. Oh, I need to share my screen. That's why she's looking at me like that. Okay, let me share my screen. One second. And while Grace is pulling that up, hi everyone. And I don't work for the Montgomery County. I work for MCAEL, but I will be kind of doing a quick overview of their Montgomery Cares program, which is a free program for uninsured or low income residents. And once Grace pulls it up, I'll really hop into it. There is a brief disclaimer that Montgomery County does share about the individual programs. Feel free to read it towards the end or circle back to it. But the Montgomery Cares program is a group of community-based healthcare providers that provide medical care, as I just said, to uninsured or low-income residents. It offers medical checkups by doctors, sick visits by a doctor or nurse, medications, lab tests, x-rays, access to specialists, access to oral health care, and other specialties. Depending on the organization that you work with directly, they can tell you about the eligibility that they offer. But just in general, the Montgomery Cares program, one second. At the base, you have to be age 18 or older to be eligible. You have to be uninsured, so that includes not being part of Medicaid, Medicare, commercial or individual insurance. And of course, you can't have employee-sponsored coverage. So this is, as we have mentioned already, for people that are uninsured or low income. You have to be a resident of Montgomery County, so that doesn't include PG County or the bordering counties as well. And you do have to have an income level at or below 250% of the federal property level. Once again, depending on the organization that you partner with, that might be different depending on them, and what your pay scale would look like. But so we recommend that you reach out to them. You can do that by accessing the links at the bottom or calling 311 so that they can partner you with an organization that's close to you. There are several, I want to say over 20 throughout Montgomery County. There's several in Silver Spring, and I actually have a list. The second important link does have a list of the participating organizations, but just really quick, a few to list out. One in Aspen Hill is Holy Cross Hospital Health Center in Aspen Hill. The mobile medical care has several locations throughout Bethesda, Gaithersburg, Germantown, Rockville, Owney, Silver Spring. In the Gaithersburg area, there is CCI Health Services, Chinese Culture and Community Service Center, Health Clinic. I think one of our speakers mentioned that they have a health clinic as well. I might be getting that wrong, but I think it was Seneca Creek. Um, in Germantown, there is Casa Rubin Inc., mobile medical care as well. In Rockville, there's again CCI Health Services, and there's a list of several. So of course you can reach out, or at the end of the presentation, we'll share the link so that you can have access to the many organizations that offer this free service. Any questions so far that I can answer to the best of my ability? Oh, Maritza has her hand raised.
Yes, I wanted to know if this includes Proyecto Salud. I thought that that was an organization that provided low-income insured.
I believe they are on the list. I have to scroll through it. I do believe, yes, they are based in Oni. Is that the one you're familiar with?
Okay, thank you. Yes,
Yeah, they're on the list as well.
thank you.
Any other questions? And just a quick
Yeah, I have a
note.
question. My name
Yeah,
is Miss Marieline. My
yeah.
question is that if you want some brochure so you could have for your student, is it possible that you can know where to pick it up?
That is a great question. I would say a brochure on this particular information probably would be in the DHHS office, or you could just go to the website and share the link with them because all this information is going to be directly on that one web page.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of
And
course.
Danny put in the chat some of the information, the links that were on the slide.
Perfect. Thank you, Danny. And
Okay.
just a quick note, because I don't know if I shared this, but prescription based, so someone that is only trying to get a prescription refilled does have to still apply for the Montgomery Cares program. It's free, but they do have to be under the program to be able to get their prescription refilled. So just another note about that.
Thank you so much, Kay. Yes, we will be sharing the presentation as well as the presentations as well as the recording once that's ready. It might take a few days, but I will send it out to everyone who came to the network meeting. Thank you so much for joining, and for all this to all the speakers. Thank you so much for all the valuable information that you provided. We're going to put a link to a survey about this network meeting. If you could please complete the survey and give us feedback on how it was for you and some topics that you might be interested in the future. Thank you so much, because we're together and that we're able to collaborate. We can really help our learners and help our community. So thank you so much. And Tiffany put the link for the survey in the chat. I'll also put it in my email, my follow-up email. Thank you, everyone.